I made a video a little over a year ago now about how to pack a personal item so you can avoid paying for carry-on luggage when traveling, and one of the first tips I had was finding the right backpack for you. I recommended this personal item size backpack that is perfect for budget travelers because it's only about $30 US and is the exact dimensions to fit as a personal item for any budget European airline. A few of you had commented wanting to know how that backpack has held up over time, so I wanted to make this video over a year later to give you an updated review of this backpack and if I would still recommend it. One of my biggest pet peeves is seeing all these travel influencers online recommending all these crazy expensive products that you need to have to enhance your travel experience, and I have always been a firm believer that you don't need fancy or expensive equipment. You're always able to travel and find travel items on a budget. So when I first found this backpack, I was super excited to share it because of the price. Most travel influencers are recommending backpacks that are over $200, and like I said before, this one is right around $30. So very affordable. And before we dive in, let me just say I am not sponsored by this backpack. They are not paying me to say any of this. I truly just love this bag and will never gatekeep amazing budget-friendly travel products. So first, let's take a look at the bag specs. The Ryanair dimensions for a personal item are 40 by 20 by 25 centimeters, which is even smaller than the Spirit Airline personal item dimensions if you are flying budget in the US at 45 by 35 by 20 centimeters. And this bag is the exact dimensions for Ryanair, 40 by 20 by 25, which means no matter where you're flying on a budget airline, Europe, Asia, or the US, this bag will qualify as a personal item, no problem, and you won't have to pay for a carry-on. Now let's take a tour of the bag. So as you can see here, obviously there are multiple colors. I like, it's like a little sage green or so. So you can see pretty small. From here, we'll go ahead and just start from the outside. We have a pocket right here for a water bottle that extends pretty far out. Then we have two pockets right here in the front for zippers, like for small things. Then we have a small pocket right here that goes all the way down for the length of the backpack. So again, just anything small or thin that you want to put in the front there. And then in the back here, we have a padded laptop sleeve, which I always like having the laptop in the back because I feel like it's a little bit more protected since it's right on my back and not the first thing that people can steal. And then the other part about not stealing is that right here, you can't really tell, but it's just a pad for the back of your back, which first of all is really nice, but it's actually a secret compartment. So you can put stuff in here. So if I'm ever, I like to keep my passport on me at all times, but if for some reason you needed to keep it in a secret spot, you can put that here, any other small things you want to keep hidden because it is really hidden. It just looks like it's a pad. And then you also have this strap here that you can put on your roller suitcase if you decide you did want to bring a carry-on and this personal item. Slip it on there so it's easy to carry around the airport or around anywhere. The next thing that I really love about this bag is that it's a clamshell backpack, which I feel like in this day and age, no one's really using a top-down backpack anymore because clamshells are just so much easier. So as you can see here, it opens up all the way and opens up flat like a suitcase. So it's so much easier. You can just access everything that's in your bag right here. Right when you open it, you see these few little pockets just for like organizational techniques, zipper here, if you want to put a pen here, a little pocket for that and that, like I said. And then you have another big zipper here at the bottom of the backpack. And if you have a power bank, you can plug that in here. So that way you can charge your phone from the outside of the bag. So again, because it's a clamshell backpack, it's just so much easier to dig through when you're traveling. You don't have to come from the top and try to find stuff at the bottom of your bag. But speaking of the bottom of the bag, this is one of my favorite things about the bag, is at the bottom of the bag, there is a separate compartment here. And technically it's for shoes. So if you do want to bring an extra pair of shoes, it's perfect for that. You keep it separate. I'll pull these out of there. It's essentially just a separate pocket, which as you can see on the inside, this is what it leads to. But yes, you could put an extra pair of shoes here if you want to bring an extra pair of shoes. What I use it for is actually for my laundry. So I feel like it's such a convenient way to keep my dirty clothes away from my clean clothes in my bag. It's really nice. So I always use that as a laundry bag, but again, also as a shoe bag. And then as I just pulled out of there, I have my compression packing cubes, and these don't come with the bag, but I do think they are the best way to pack. So I'll just fill up 3 compression packing cubes right here. Obviously, it really compresses all of my clothes down, and then they'll all fit stacked in here. Close this up. And now I'm ready to go for any length of trip that I need to go on. I've taken this backpack, I'll talk about it more in a little bit, but I've taken this backpack on so many different trips, and it doesn't matter how many days I go for, I feel like it really does handle any length of trip, and it's really an amazing backpack. So now that we know the specs and we've seen everything this bag can do, why do I recommend it? Honestly, for 3 main reasons. First and foremost, the price. Like I mentioned before, it's so hard to find a good travel backpack. For us budget travelers, I feel like travel backpacks these days are just so expensive, and they really don't need to be. Second, because it has the clamshell opening like I talked about, it's the most convenient way to travel because it feels like a suitcase and you can see all of your stuff, rather than digging in from the top, having to take everything out to get to something that's all the way at the bottom. And lastly, the amount of features and pockets it has. Again, for the price, I love the separate shoe compartment at the bottom, which I use for dirty laundry, keep things separated, the padded laptop sleeve, and all of the pockets to help me keep things so organized in such a small space. So the real reason you clicked on this video, how has this bag held up over 13 months of travel? Amazingly well, as you can tell. This is the exact same bag I used in the video over a year ago, and it still looks brand new in my eyes. The past 13 months, I've taken this thing on trips to Denmark, Sweden, Portugal, France, Italy, Romania, even back home to the US, and on my most recent 2-week train trip around 5 countries in Western Europe to see some Christmas markets. So it's definitely seen a lot of airports, airplanes, and different countries, and it has held up so nicely. I have never had an issue with it. I've never had Ryanair even question my bag and make me put it in one of those measurement things at the gate to double check the size. It's been really such a reliable bag. I cannot recommend it enough. Even my brother-in-law recently got one and was raving about it, saying how he wished he had got one sooner because it's so great and so cheap. Perfect for all his weekend European adventures while he teaches abroad in Spain. So if you want this bag too, check out my Amazon storefront, which is linked in the description below. I promise you won't find another bag in this price range that can compare. It truly is so amazing. Now let's take a look at the video I posted a year ago originally about this bag, so you can have the best packing tips to actually maximize the storage and get the most out of this bag.